So the lesson topic is correlation and causation. Yesterday we talked a bit about correlation, and today I'd like to talk about the difference between correlation and causation. So correlation or association means that we notice a pattern between our two variables. So there is some kind of relationship between two quantitative variables. Yesterday we mentioned some types, such as linear, strong, positive linear, or weak, positive linear. Okay, and so we notice that there's some predictable pattern between these two quantitative variables. Just because there's a pattern does not mean that one variable causes the other. So causation has the word cause, and causation occurs when the change in one variable causes the change in another variable. So correlation is something that we can see. We can see that there's a pattern of our points. Causation is something we would need to think about, and we need to justify our answer. And so know some way to back it up. You're not just saying a yes or a no. You might see me write some reason why. Okay, so let's take a look at number one. The height of a plant increases as the amount of sunlight it receives increases. Is there a relationship between the two variables? Yes, it's telling me there is. That the height, so here's the height, increases. So the height increases as the plant receives more sunlight. So is there correlation? Yes. A pattern was stated in the previous sentence. Let's think about this. Is there causation? Does having more sunlight cause the height of the plant to increase? The answer to that should also be yes. If you remember the process of things growing, it's a scientific fact, photosynthesis, right? In order for a plant to grow, it's going to need sunlight, and it's going to need water, and it's going to need oxygen. Okay, so, or carbon dioxide, sorry, it releases oxygen. Yes, but I have a reason for that, okay? Number two, a study notices that ice cream sales increase as drowning deaths. Okay. Is there a pattern that's stated? Yes, that is correlation. We are told there is a relationship between quantities. One goes up, the other goes up. But is there a causation. Does the sale in ice cream, so the more ice cream you sell, does that cause more drowning? And the answer to that would be no. Ice cream doesn't cause drownings. Now, could there be another factor that causes both of them? Yes, but my question about causation means, does this variable cause that variable? What might be another outside factor, outside those two things, that would cause both of those to go up? How about warm weather? As the weather gets warmer, do you expect ice cream sales to increase? Yep. As the weather gets warmer, would you expect drowning deaths to increase because more people are swimming? Yes. So what I'm saying is that could be a relationship, but that does not mean the one thing causes the other thing to happen. Right, what I would like us to take a look at is the following chart. So the following chart shows violent crime rates compared to high school graduation for all of the 50 states. Okay. So determine if the correlation is positive, negative, or none. I'll keep by the lines there. Okay. That this would be, I would say, weak, negative correlation. And these titles. That means as the high school graduation rate goes up, the violent crimes go down. Okay. Is this illustration a case of cause and effect? Or are these two variables simply correlated? What do you think? In other words, does a higher graduation rate cause violent crime rates to be lower? Some might make an argument for yes, but I would make an argument for that these are correlated but high school graduation rates cause violent crime rates to go down. Maybe you could present a different argument that was a different answer, I don't know. But my argument would be this. There's probably something else going on here. Is there a correlation between the two? Yes. But I would say that something else causes those things to happen. For instance, if you probably looked at the poverty level of a state and looked at the number of violent crimes committed, there would be more violent crimes in more impoverished areas. And there are also lower graduation rates in higher impoverished areas. Of a chance of graduating high school in poverty areas, poverty-stricken areas. So I would say that this does not cause this, but is a correlation there. So I'm hoping you're seeing the difference. Which statement below might be caused by the statement? the more the furnace runs, these other things might happen, but I want to know the cause statement. Okay? Running the furnace more causes what to happen? The more the furnace runs, you should pick D. Okay. The warmer the house. Right? That's a now, could these other things possibly happen as a result or of other things? Sure. We could say it's cold outside, then the furnace runs more. Okay? And that might make these things true, but the furnace running more as the heat is coming on is making the house warmer. Okay? The furnace running more does not cause it to get colder outside. The weather does that. The furnace running more cause you to spend less time outside. Okay? The furnace running does not cause you to take longer to heat up your car when you start it in the morning. All right, so next, the last statement, true or false? The more firemen fighting a fire, the more damage there's going to be. Therefore, firemen cause damage. Hopefully you pick false. And my statement for the more severe the fire is, causes more damage and causes more firemen to fight the fire. So the severity of the fire causes the damage, and the severity of the fire causes more firemen to. The actual firemen showing up do not cause the damage. By 7, if I say, ooh, I'm going to send 7 firemen, oh, now the fire is going to be more severe. No, the severity of the fire is the one that causes the damage. Okay? So, once again, going back to my 2 previous things, is there going to be a correlation? Yeah, probably if you see more firemen on the scene, that means that there's going to be more damage. But why? Does that one thing cause the other? No, something else causes both of them to be true. So make sure that we understand the difference between correlation and causation. So correlation means just a pattern. That should be stated to you. Causation means one causes the other.